suck at building in Minecraft. So that's why I thought, what if I was able to get AI to build me a house? So today, I'm going to ask 3 of the most popular AI chatbots to give me instructions on how to build a house and decide which is the best for building in Minecraft. Okay, so for it to be a fair test, I need to come up with the same prompt I can use for all 3 AIs. And that's going to be, give me a step-by-step tutorial on how to build a nice looking house for my Minecraft Superflat world. Include the blocks I'm to use, where I'm to place the blocks, and an interior. I'm going to rank the AIs based on 3 different categories. How nice the house looks, how practical the house is, and how easy the tutorial is to follow. Because what's the use in giving me a nice house if I can't even build it? But hopefully, by the end of the video, we will have a verdict on which is the best AI to build in your Minecraft world. Okay, so starting with ChatGPT, I'm going to go ahead and paste in the prompt and hit send. Okay. But why is ChatGPT speaking to me like a human? But anyways, despite the freaky response ChatGPT gave me, I went ahead and hopped on Minecraft to build what I hope was going to be a masterpiece. Alright, so I'm going to sort of walk you through what ChatGPT has made here. And as we walk in, you can see a nice little fireplace with questionable design and a nice little sofa. There's also some storage under the stairs, which is nice to see. And as we turn around, we find the kitchen. Now, as we head upstairs, we see a small crafting area with an armour stand beside it, alongside some infuriating design with the glass. But despite that, turning around, we find an actually quite nice looking bed area. And as I head outside, you can see as I pass a sort of front garden, I turn to the side and pass a nice little pond. I mean, to be completely honest, the AI has gone a little bit overboard. Okay, what is this guy doing? But as we go around the corner, you can see some leaves, lanterns and paths. All the good stuff, but oh god, that roof. Okay, so now for the ratings. So for the looks, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. I mean, there's some nice touches like the carpets you walk in, but overall, I think a 5-year-old could make a better looking build. And now on to the practicality. Here's where it gets a bit better. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, it may not look good, but it's got a bed, crafting table, storage, furnaces. It's just lacking a front door and perhaps a bit more storage. And now, how good was the actual tutorial itself? Here I give it a 4 out of 10. At times, it was really hard to understand where to place certain blocks, and at certain points, wouldn't give me which blocks to actually use, therefore landing it a pretty low score. And for the second house, I used Google Gemini. I pasted in the prompt and it got straight to work. And it even said it was refining the aesthetic, so it had to be good, right? But anyways, it came up with a tutorial, so I hopped straight back into Minecraft to make the second house. And to be fair, the house actually doesn't look too bad on the outside. And as you come on inside, you have a nice bed with a crafting table, furnace, and a double chest beside it. However, you are just sort of exposed to the roof, which is definitely not the choice I would have gone for, but yeah. Moving on, outside the house, you have some nice flower beds, leaves, windows which are not centred, lanterns, and a roof which actually looks alright from the outside. Now on to the ratings. For looks, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Other than things like the uneven windows, the house doesn't actually look that bad, and the colour palette of the blocks goes really well together. So on to the practicality of the house. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. It doesn't really give you much else other than a roof over your head, so I have to give it a low score. But now on to the tutorial. I'm going to give it a 10. Gemini really excelled here, and there were no faults. And for the third and final house, I'm going to use Claude, so I pasted in the prompt and sent it. It even gave me a little image of the floor plan. And so for the final time today, I booted up Minecraft and got to building. So onto the tour of the Claude house. It really doesn't look good on the outside. However, on the inside, not much better. There's some nice touches with the bookshelves and paintings, but overall it just looks like a prison. It's also good to note that this was built solely on the written tutorial instead of the image, but it is cool that Claude included that. And now on to the ratings for the last time. And for the looks, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. It just looks like a prison. It's simply made of boring stone bricks and flat slabbed roof. Just awful to look at. And for the practicality, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It has all the normal stuff you'd find in a Minecraft house, as well as a lot of storage and bookshelves if you wanted an enchant setup as well. So it's actually not too bad for this category. And moving on to the tutorial, I'm going to have to give it a 1 out of 10. Simply awful. Not much to say other than the fact that it made no sense half the time. So now we've tested all of the AIs, we can now finally answer the question of which AI is the best, or worst, at building in Minecraft. And if we add up all of the scores, we have a clear winner, Gemini. But should you rely on AI to build in Minecraft? No. Even if you're terrible at building, I'm sure you could make a better house than these AIs. Even I could, and I'm a terrible builder. But now we've reached the end of the video, and there's nothing else really to say other than the fact that this is only my second YouTube video. You should really subscribe if you enjoyed what you watched today, or even better yet, check out my other video, and show some support over there. But now it's time to really sign off. Toodles.